Hey, good morning. I'm just squeaking in here barely. Morning time. It's almost lunchtime now. I'm here with my blue she crab still. And today's title is, Where does your loved one, aging parent, want to be buried? But first things first, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you're watching anywhere else on social media, drop a comment. And if you're watching YouTube, also drop a comment so I know you're there. All right, so a very fun topic today. It's a very uncomfortable topic, but it's one that has to be talked about. And I was at my friend's house not too long ago, and she actually asked me this question because she asked me about where we were going to get buried, and I was like, I don't know, because people live away from their families now. So when I was growing up, I'm pretty sure that I have most of my relatives are all in 3 cemeteries in the same city, for the most part. So you can go visit all the people at one time, because that was the thing you did. Well, that was before everybody spread out and went to different cities and states to live. So now it's a little different. For me, my mom and dad were still in their hometown, and my dad got buried at the military cemetery nearby, so my mom got to get buried there too. So then I know where my mom and dad are, and we actually had a big discussion after my dad died to see if he was going to get buried in a regular cemetery or the military one, because I told you a few stories ago that this is why you ask your people what they want, so you know exactly what happens. This is what happens next. So we didn't know that with Dad, or Mom didn't know that with Dad for sure, and you second guess yourself and you think about it. So I will share that story on another day, the whole story about how we ended up where my dad was going to get buried at. And so now there's not really like a family plot like there would have been in the olden days. So it's something to ask your family where they want to be buried at. And then also a little sub one is like, some people want to be buried in a casket and some want to be cremated. And then the cremated people can be buried in a gravesite also, or they can get in a mausoleum, or I think the wall things are called mausoleums still. Like you almost put them in a little locker in a wall, and that's where their remains are stored, or they could go home with you, and then they could always be with you. So that's something that you need to know about your aging parents. Like, they may have one wants one thing, one wants the other thing, but together they could be at the same place. So I have a story of that, of a couple we've known that were almost like family members. I always had asked when I was a little kid, because they were at every family function, but they were just friends of the family, that the husband and wife died, I think, within 6 to 9 months of each other. And the one had a casket and was buried in a graveside. And then the other one was going to be cremated, but she chose to have a viewing in a casket. I think they rented a casket for her to have a viewing. But when it was time for burial, she got cremated and then was put in the same plot as her husband. So that was a good example of a couple that knew exactly what they wanted and then made their wishes known to their children. So then their children were just able to fulfill their mom and dad's wishes, especially since they died so close together. Like, it was lost one parent and another one right after each other in the same year. So it's another question. It's questions. Hi, I'm Cindy. I'm the one that gives you all these gruesome questions that you get to ask your loved ones, but I'm telling you, it all helps give everybody peace. And I guess I was tasked by the Lord to do this job, to let people know to be prepared. Like, get prepared, have these discussions. They're hard discussions, and once you do the first hard discussion, all the other hard discussions are just as hard and just as easy. So there's your task for today, what you get to do. And it's also a task you get to have within your own family too, so everybody has a plan. So I will see you guys all tomorrow. Remember, I love you. The she crab up there loves you, and we'll see you later. Bye.